speaking of shocking, you certainly caught my ear a few weeks ago, Jeff, when you said during a game that if you're the Lakers, you have to consider trading LeBron James as the way to try and figure out this roster and how best to move forward. Do you still feel that way?
Don't you just hate when what you say goes on record? Like, that's just terrible, right?
No. We all heard it. I heard it. I'm like, wow.
Actually, I would never back away because listen, in my time, Shaquille O'Neal's been traded. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has been traded. Two of the greatest to ever have played. And so the idea that you would never trade a great player, I think is naive. And I think, listen, it would be best if you could build a championship team around James. If you could assure yourself that you're going to get an Anthony Davis type or two to join up. But if that doesn't pan out and you have to try to build a championship caliber team on a different timeline, meaning you don't think you're going to get there during James's time in LA, then you have to think about everything's got to be on the table. You've not been in the playoffs 6 straight years, and you have every advantage in the NBA. You have weather, you have money, you have everything, and you haven't been there for 6 years. So you have to think outside the box. Now, they did a great job in getting James there. Magic Johnson, Rob Pelinka did a great job of convincing him to come there. But that doesn't mean that you don't have to continually to think about what's best for your team. And I would say probably 99.9% they're going to keep him. But I could see if they got a Herschel Walker, Minnesota Vikings type deal, or a Paul Pierce, Kevin Durant, Brooklyn Nets deal, that you would seriously have to consider it.
Well, if Jeannie Buss reached out to you in the aftermath of Magic Johnson essentially just tapping out of nowhere, and Ty Lue is now coming in for an interview, and obviously that's somebody that you'd be. I don't know if the word catering would be, because he does have some Lakers history, but obviously LeBron James knows him and is very comfortable with him. What advice would you give the owner of the Lakers right now with July 1st around the corner and being such a crucial period for that franchise?
Don't listen to that idiot Van Gundy. Keep James at all costs. Are you kidding me? That would be – listen, Ty Lue, I think if they decide to go that way, the two guys that they're considering – it seems Ty Lue and Monty Williams are both eminently qualified and have history with James. I think their roster last year – now, listen, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, too. When James exited on Christmas Day in the third quarter of that game, they won at Golden State, and they were in fourth place. He was out longer than everybody anticipated. They sort of cratered during that time, and I think what no one thought was when he came back that they would still be bad. And so I don't think you can overreact, but I think the roster around him last year, because they made him up of one-year contract guys, made very little sense as far as how the fit was around James and how he's proven to be at his best offensively. Now, I do think James and the rest of the team, but particularly James, to get to championship caliber in a highly competitive Western Conference, he's going to have to put up the same numbers, and he's going to have to recommit defensively. And that doesn't mean 48 minutes of defense for 82 games. That means, like most great scorers, pick time and places that you absolutely turn it on defensively when it's crunch time of games. Because he's no longer – I mean, he looks unbelievable. He still plays great, but he's not young. He has a lot of wear and tear on him, and he can't be, 48 minutes of all-out defense, but he can be more attentive defensively, and I think he slipped in that area last year.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.